Hi, Nick Snook here. I'm just putting up some new contact information because on the video of the carbon fiber sculpture it has a landline phone number no longer in use. So we've got cell phone 603-759-7786, email nicksnook1948@yahoo.com, Facebook Marshall Snook, my middle name's Marshall. So if you want to contact me, these are the simple ways to do it. Hi, Nick Snook here. This is one of the sculptures from an art show I was in Norway, Maine last winter 2000, end of 2019. It's the first art show I've had since the 1970s, actually, where I had a one-man show. I was then teaching at the University of Delaware. I got into commercial art, other things, ended up doing my wife and I and my son have a jewelry design company. We manufacture magnetic jewelry. Anyhow, I got back into sculpture about 3 years ago, basically because a friend of mine got me into this 3D art. He saw some of my drawings and the colors that I used, bright colors. If you put on what they call CHROMA depth 3D glasses, they're used for a lot of watching children's television, but a lot of artists are getting into it. And I put these on and looked at my flat work, and a good bit of it, items in my drawings were coming out and floating in space. And there were other places where there were weird visual effects happening where my colors did the opposite of what the chroma depth was supposed to do because of how I used them unintentionally. So I got into that and I started thinking, well, if I can make a 3D drawing, add colors, and get these optical things to happen, how about painting a 3D object? And so this is my first sculpture I designed. It's 3D to start with. And then I said, I'm going to create optical illusions, try to, and I'm going to do something else I call optical contusions. I use the color the wrong way. If you have these chroma depth glasses, along with this thing being cool looking now, stuff starts floating out in space. I'm able to do sculpture and make items appear to be suspended in space. It gives me a lot of things I can do with the skills I have as a sculptor. But anyhow, this is the first one, and I'm going to be offering this for sale because if I can sell some of these, I can buy more of the carbon to make. I'm going to start making pieces as big as me. So here it is. This is number one. I'll rotate it for you. You'll be able to see. I said if you have chroma depth glasses, that green color and the red vibrates and all kinds of strange secondary shapes appear, even on a TV screen. Right, I'm going to be selling these. $3, yeah, 3 of them for $10. Okay, so if you want to order some, I have a square, and I'll give you my number for our business number. I'll take phone orders. If you have, we can do it on a square. $10 gets you 3 pair of the 3D glasses. You can get them cheaper online. For $10 someplace, I think they sell you 5 pair. But I'm going to use the little profit I make on it, get more material. I want to have a larger one-man show. So I said if your kids have these or you're already into this stuff, this is probably something you haven't seen before. I'll just do a close-up off this camera and I'll try to get this one-man show together today. Okay, here we go. We'll turn this way. And we'll go in on this a little. Said right here, the glass is really, you can see how the colors pretty much pop anyhow. But that ball, because I used the way I use color with the glass on, that ball floats in space. So do one more shot from the side, back into it. Kind of anthropomorphic, but it's cool. I like it. This one's going to be $1,500 if you'd like to buy it. It's a one of a kind, handmade. Okay. So there's that one. We'll go to the next one. Okay, this is the third piece I did for this show. Again, with the carbon fiber. I went with a vertical design. And what I learned from the first and second, I added some other ways, and I tried other methods of doing optical contusions and illusions. And again, I'll bring this up each time, and I'll do it at the end. I'm selling these CHROMA depth glasses, $10 3 pair. So I make a couple bucks on it. You can buy them other places cheaper, but if you're going to get them, there's other brands. I found these are the ones that give you the best of value for the effect. Okay, this is more of a rotational thing, but again, I created things with these little planets like in an orbit around this item. But this one kind of dances, and the bright colors, they go off into space. I like to do it next to my dark clothing so you can see the difference between the white background, even the color of the background with the 3D glasses enhances what you see. Again, this one is 3,000. Okay. Now I'll take the camera off, do a couple close-ups. Oh, there she goes. See angles of it you may not see any other way. Excuse my bare ceiling. This is my basement laboratory. But when you put the 3D glasses on, this thing becomes like lost in space. The way the whole shape transforms as you get to different angles. Like the red will be out in space, the orange will be floating at a slightly different angle. The violet recedes to where it doesn't look like it's even part of the sculpture sometimes. Again, that one's 3,000. I have one more to show you. That'll be the final of this type of sculpture. Whoops. Keep going back and get it out. Okay, this is the second sculpture I did with the carbon fiber. This one, I learned a lot from that first piece, and I was really, let's see if I could improve the way I can create optical illusions and optical contusions. This one I call a shapeshifter. I said, it doesn't, you can't see the real 3D, but the way the colors pop in this, you may get an idea. So I'm going to rotate this one slowly. This lets me really have a ball with how I use positive and negative space. Because if I use the colors the wrong way, when the glasses are on, you can't tell what's near, what's far. And most of the pinks and reds you see look like you could reach out and grab them. It's really crazy. This is the first time I think I've ever videoed them or had them online. So this is the shapeshifter. This one is $2,000. Again, I'm going to be selling these 3 pair for 10, and I will put up my business number where you can call in and order. We have a square. Okay, we'll go into this. Whoa, kick the light. Let's see if the camera focuses. But I said, I build these one piece at a time. And of course I have, the process I've had, there's no secret. I'm assembling pieces. It's just, I get a lot of freedom on how I can control shapes, especially with carbon fiber, because weight's not an issue. I can suspend things with rather sturdily without much bracing. But there, the optical illusion, it happens a little bit here because I put the blue behind the red with the glasses. Those wheels look like they're not even part of the sculpture. Okay, that's enough for that one. Again, was 2,000. Okay, whoa. Here I am. This is number 5. I learned from the first 3, and this one was the grand finale of the show. Now, this is the Juggernaut. A lot of things happening here. Again, even without the glasses, you notice how certain colors stand out, and they're with the glasses. This thing is mesmerizing. So I'm going to rotate it slowly. This one's $5,000. Heck of a lot of work in this puppy, and if I would sell this one, I would hope whoever owns it would allow me if I get my one-man show within, say, 2 years, I'd be allowed to use this in a one-man show. If you own a piece of artwork, and you can say, well, this was exhibited in the show, it can tend to add some value to your artwork. But I'd sure like to have this one out in a show at least once before it would be totally private. Again, one more rotation. This one, it just worked for the way I think. I don't draw these things ahead of time. I start at a point, and I work, and it's all, I used to do stone carving. I'd take shapes away. Now, in assembly, this time, instead of cutting away, I pre-plan where my shapes are going to go. And I use found objects to create some of my shapes. So again, this one's $5, and again, I'm selling these. You got to get the CHROMA depth. Don't get another brand. I'm not connected with CHROMA depth in any way. It's just a lot of stuff. Plus, if they try to sell you 3D glasses that are red and blue, they're 3D glasses. They don't work on this. It's for an older type of 3D art. You want CHROMA depth. Okay, we'll take off and we'll walk through this one a little bit by hand. Okay, we're off. Put that around. We're still going. Excuse the shaky camera. Kill the power. I can walk around better. Here we go. And some of the optical contusions even happen without the use. And I love dealing with positive and negative. And this allows me to really mess with your abilities of your stereoscopic perception versus the color perception. This one, I haven't had anyone that's looked at it be able to, well, they get this surprise look, like, to be able to be a sculptor and make things float in space, at least the illusion. It's like a painter learning to draw in perspective. This is another thing I'm able to do when I create in three-dimensional space. Some of this is painting, some of it's not. So it gives me it's fun. This is what I enjoy doing. So we'll back that off. This will be I'm going to do a second video of my flat work, and will be the artwork led up to this. Those I'll be selling prints of. So this will be all for today. I just have to edit it.